Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing another first impression video, but I do want to do this a little bit differently. So I got a package from Colourpop yesterday and I got two of their new mini palettes. So this is the Blue Moon palette and I also got the Main Squeeze palette, which is the Watermelon palette. So I'll open these and I'll show them to you, and then I think what I want to do is I want to do a look using both of these instead of doing a separate video using each palette. So here is what the Blue Moon palette looks like. Now all of these small mini palettes from Colourpop all have plastic packaging, and these are the colors inside. It comes with a little bit of foam here and then some protecting thing for the mirror. So it has a good size mirror. I really like these palettes. I have the Ooh La La palette, which is the pink one. Now I have these two. I also ended up picking up the purple one, so I actually have all four. So if there's a video that you guys want to see me do using all four of these palettes together, maybe like a multi-palette bingo or something, I think that could be kind of cool. So I think for today's look, oh actually let me show you this one as well. So this is the Main Squeeze palette. This is the red one. And here is what the red one looks like if I can open this. So here it's a color story in this, and this is beautiful. I mean, it's very muted, it's very warm tone, it's very kind of neutral, which is not really my cup of tea, which is why I want to use it together with the blue palette, because I just think it would be more fun that way. I don't think I'm going to swatch these palettes today, simply because I don't really feel like swatching them. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime my eyes, I think, and I'm of course going to use my MAC paint pot and soft ochre like I always do. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and we can figure out something to do with both of these palettes. I don't know if I want to do like a two-tone eye look, or I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So let me prime my eyes first and then we'll get right into it. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to start by doing like a 3-colored crease. So like color theory wise, I'll probably go from using the red in this palette and then going into this kind of purpley shade here and then doing the dark blue. I think that's going to be a nice transition. So I'm going to try to start by doing that and just see how it goes. I haven't really thought any further than that. We'll figure out what to do on the lid and stuff after. But first I'm going to go into Like It's Hot from the Watermelon palette, or the Main Squeeze palette I think it's called. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the inner third of my crease or so. And that is super pigmented. That's actually a really nice red. Maybe I'll just leave it like this, you know? Couldn't this be like a cool editorial look or something? Okay, let's go into the next color now. I'm gonna take Dabba-Dee from the, that's such a funny name, from the Blue Moon palette, which is this kind of purpley shade right here. And I'm just going to place that in the middle of my crease here, right next to that red that I just put down. And this is more like a kind of lavender, like a dark lavender. It's really, really beautiful. Just going to gently blend it into the red. I don't want to mix these two in together too much because the color is going to darken right where I mixed the two, if you can see that. So I think those blended in together pretty nicely. I mean, obviously you can see there's a little bit of a darker streak right where the two colors meet, but that's just because they are going to mix together and make a bit of a darker color. So I guess for the outer part of my eye, I'm gonna go into Clued In, which is the dark blue here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the outer third of my crease. Also, of course, blending it into that purple. And this looks on the eye to be way more of a kind of teal color, but that could also be my eyeshadow primer because I know there's a bit of like a yellow undertone in my MAC paint pot. So obviously if you mix a little bit of yellow into a dark blue, it's going to turn kind of teal. So I guess I'm going to, what do I even want to do? I feel like I have so many options right now. Like I could even do like a full cut crease or something, which I haven't really done in ages, but I also don't really feel like doing a full cut crease. You know what, that could be kind of fun though. Maybe that is what I will do. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is now because I feel like I have just enough room here to, you know, make that full cut crease. I'm probably gonna pull it out just a tiny bit more here, but just gonna leave it pretty much like this, and then I'm gonna try to do the same on the other side. So I kind of like how this is looking. I think this is going to turn into a cool cut crease. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my P. Louise primer and I'm going to just go ahead and do a full cut crease. I'm not going to talk through that because I feel like doing a cut crease is kind of very personal for your eye shape. For me, I need to cut my crease a lot higher than where my crease is because I do have hooded eyes, so that I need to make sure that my whole cut crease is showing when my eye is open. So that is where I'm going to cut my crease. If you don't have hooded eyes, you probably don't have to cut your crease as high as I do. So I will just fast forward me doing this so you can still see how I do it. Alright, so the crease is cut and I did get a little bit of transfer with my concealer just right here and right here. So I'm going to go over with those same shades again and just kind of show you how to fix that. Because I feel like this happens to me all the time. So I'm just going to take a very small brush here and just go over right where that transfer was. And I think what I want to do for my lid, I kind of want to use both the reds and the blues, but I don't exactly know how. Ooh, that shade is so beautiful. Ooh, both of these are so beautiful. I mean, all of the shimmers in this blue palette, oh, they're just everything. I'm so torn right now. I'm kind of tempted to just go in with Lumi all over my lid, which is this one, but I don't know if that's going to be opaque enough to really cover up everything, but I think I'm going to try, and if that doesn't work, I can always go in with a darker shimmer after. So I'm going to go ahead and just pat out the creases here, and then I'm going to spray Lumi, and I'm basically just going to pack that all over my lid. So this shadow is definitely a topper, and it took quite a bit to build it up to where it is right now, but I think it's looking okay. So what I'm going to do just to kind of clean up the lines a little bit is I'm going to go back in with the shadows that I have in my crease and just really clean up to make sure that everything is looking nice and sharp everywhere. So I had a little bit of red transfer onto the blue just in my inner corner here, so that's not looking too great, but I don't really want to fuss with it at all, so I'm just going to leave that alone. So for my lower lash line, what do I want to do there? I think I might be fancy and try to reverse what I have in my crease. Sometimes that backfires because it looks crazy, but I kind of want to try it. So I'm basically just going to use the same shadows I think that I used in my crease, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start off by taking the red and putting that on the outer part here. Now I definitely struggle with my full cut creases because I never know exactly like what to do out here on the outer part. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go in and kind of clean this up a little bit with my finger here. But I think once I put on some liner, mascara and stuff, it's going to come together a lot more. But I do like to put like a heavy layer of shadow on the outer part of my lower lash line when I do a full cut crease, just to kind of balance everything out a bit. And I also like to wing this up a bit and kind of just follow the shape. Okay, so I think I take that back. I don't think I want to do any blue more on my lower lash line. I think I almost want to do, I don't know. Oh, that is so pretty. So I do think I want to do blue. I just don't want to do the same like gradient as I have in my crease is what I was trying to say. Not that I didn't want to do blue. Is anyone else so indecisive when it comes to picking out the shadows that you want to use? That could be pretty too. I kind of just want to use Tide Pool though, so I think I'm going to go into the shadow right here. Although I do feel kind of bad that I've only used one shadow in the red palette. Maybe I will go in with the gold and just kind of, you know, mix it up a little bit just to try out this shadow too. So I'm going to take this one, which is called Juicy something, Juicy Fruit. Is that going to look good? I think we're just going to try it anyway because I just want to try another shadow from this palette. And I'm just going to put that on the first half of my lower lash line here. And this is really just a beautiful kind of shimmery orange. It looks a lot more gold in the palette, but when you put it on the eye, it definitely pulls way more orange, which I'm kind of here for the warm and cool look. I think that looks really fun actually. Okay, so I think I am pretty happy with this. I am going to do some liner and mascara though, and I think that's going to be it. I don't know what I want to do in my waterline for this. I'm very confused right now. I'm thinking I either want to do Teaspoon by Colourpop or I want to do this blue from LA Girl. Is this a bit much maybe? Do I like it when things are a bit much? I kind of do. I think I'm settled. I'm going to use this one by LA Girl. This is in the shade Electric, and this is one of their neon liners. So I'm going to pop this in my waterline, I'm going to do some liner mascara, and then I will be right back and show you the finished look. Okay, so the eyes are done. I also put on a lipstick, and I think this look turned out really cute. I like this a lot. For lips, I used Rendezvous by Ofra. This is one of my all-time favorite liquid lipsticks. I love this. This shade is just everything. So as for my thoughts on these palettes, I really like them. I will say though that with the techniques that I used today, where I basically only packed them on and I barely did any blending at all, almost every shadow formula is going to work. So I don't know how these palettes will work if you actually go in and like start blending and building on each other. I don't know how these are going to work, but as for my first impression, I thought they performed beautifully and I'm really happy with the look. I really like these small little palettes from Colourpop. I just think that they are so cute, and I actually see myself probably collecting these from now on, now that I actually have all of the ones that they have come out with in like the monochromatic format. So yeah, I really like them. I think they are cute. Let me know what you want to see me do with like all 4 of them in one video. I think that could be a fun idea. So yeah, open for suggestions. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. So I think that's going to sum up today's video. Let me know if you like this look. I think it turned out pretty cool. I don't do full cut creases very often, but when I do, I usually tend to like them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video as always. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!